You ready?
Ready for what? Something that'll really hit the spot.
Always quick with a joke or to light up your smoke.
It's fun and educational.
Welcome to Coffee Talk, a joint production between 3WV and Higher Education. We're lucky enough today to have Josh with us, the owner and founder of Jah Rootz. How are you today, Josh?
I'm good.
Today you're here with us so that we can talk about Delta 8, THC, or I guess now it's been known in the news as Weed Light.
Weed Light. It's great.
So tell us a little bit about how you ended up getting into Weed Light.
You know, my background originally was in kombucha, and we made a CBD kombucha, which that project spurred my interest into industrial hemp. December 2018, got into industrial hemp flower, CBD flower, and I hand rolled like 1 million cones and joints, and eventually hemp cigarettes. And had a farm out in Oregon where, the guy who kept me supplied with flower, and he started telling me about other cannabinoids, specifically Delta 8, and my business partner and I, we found we found a guy who was making carts for people, and at the time we didn't know if Delta 8, like, surely it couldn't be real, surely it couldn't get you high and be legal.
Right.
We got some samples in, hit them, coughed our asses off, couldn't believe it, and one thing led to another, and we just went all in on V8. We started to, of course, there's so many questions about the legality of Delta 8 and, what exactly it is. And so it's been a lot of learning over the last, 6-7 months, and it's just exploded. It's all over the country. If you go through Missouri, you see billboards in 4K, clarity, just huge billboards, and all they are displays for Delta 8.
Oh, wow.
Wild. Everywhere. About 20-something that I saw. So, in some states, it's like Colorado's been back and forth on it because it does compete with Delta 9.
And for our listeners, Delta 9 is the THC that most of us are smoking off of our street marijuana. Correct?
Okay. The real shit, right?
The real shit.
So that's one of the things that, if you're in CBD or hemp, there's always those people, those customers or people in the Delta 9 community that look down on people in industrial hemp as, junior varsity, and you know what I mean. And that's always been a frustrating aspect of it. But I don't know if this is considered the South, but I'm from Arkansas/Texas, so that is considered the South. And for those two states, ultra conservative, way behind on cannabis reform, cannabis laws. Industrial hemp was like a big deal. You walk in with a pound of CBD, they're looking at you like, oh my God, is this legal?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're definitely getting that here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially a lot of CBD, a lot of industrial hemp. The indoor stuff. I've even seen some outdoor stuff that is just, the nose is unreal. And
Absolutely.
It doesn't really get you high, but it does change you. Calm you down, chill you out. But at the end of the day, the market's screaming, we want to get high.
Absolutely.
Right? Like that's so you can, it's always been a hard sell for people in the CBD community, CBD industry, to sell against that. And so Delta 8 has brought a whole new avenue, for people in the industrial hemp that, especially ones that have been in it for a minute, to really appreciate, that cannabinoid. It's tremendous.
Absolutely. The cool thing about Delta 8 and CBD is really health benefit people use it for, but there's supposed to be no brain change, no head high, no head fog, nothing. So some people, no paranoia. So some people truly love the CBD, but for some people, some of us really enjoy the head change that you get with the THC9 and the Delta 8 THC weed light, as they're calling it, actually gives you a head change, much like the THC9, but it's completely legal. So they really shouldn't be competing with each other, right? I mean, in the stores, one of them would be much more for your health benefits, pain relief, whatnot, and the other one is really for enjoyment. Or am I getting that wrong? Does Delta 8 have any kind of health benefits as well? I mean, so like serious health benefits.
We get quite a bit of feedback. I screenshot, some of them. And this one guy in particular, he just reached out and he's like, "Hey, I'm so happy that I found your product. Thank you for this." He said, "If it wasn't for this, I'd be on painkillers." And when you hear that, when you see that, it just really frames a new perspective. Maybe the original one a lot of us embarked on in the beginning. We have people who have cancer, people who are, experiencing chronic pain, sleep issues. It's tremendous. Delta 8, it's an analog to Delta 9 THC. It binds to the same receptor in the brain that Delta 9 does. So, there's a lot of research going on right now to really tell the difference. Delta 8 is a conversion. It can be converted from Delta 9. You can take THC Delta 9 and make THC Delta 8 out of it. You can also, the legal way is to take industrial hemp biomass, convert it to crude. Once you have your CBD crude, that's then converted to THC Delta 8. Delta 8 is legal because of a provision in the Farm Bill, which says that any derivative of industrial hemp is legal and available for use. The way that it's legal, there's two ways to make Delta 8 THC. One is from THC Delta 9. It can be converted to Delta 8. That would be considered an illegal material, according to the Farm Bill. Delta 8 made from CBD is in line with the Farm Bill and in line ultimately with the Controlled Substance Act of 1937. So what they're doing, they take you have to have a chain of custody to have a legal THC Delta 8. The chain of custody consists of 3 documents. One is a certificate of analysis for the original industrial hemp flower. The second one is once the biomass of the flower has been made into crude, there's a COA for that crude. And that crude is a CBD crude, right? Uh-huh. Once that CBD crude is converted into THC Delta 8, then there's a third COA. So you have to have all 3 COAs to have a legal THC Delta 8. Without that, in theory, you could get raided, you could get stuff confiscated.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. It's really important to know because I'm sure I've already started seeing some of these little gas stations and stuff popping up and selling carts and this and that. And I'm assuming that means that they don't know what's in them. They're not following the laws, and that could be dangerous for the end user.
That's totally true. I see a lot of that. I see a lot of... so basically what's happening, anytime a brand outsources their printed material to China, once you've done that, anybody can order your same packaging from China. And so if you guys remember the company Dank, you guys remember them?
Absolutely.
Okay, Dank carts, they were at one time the king of the cart industry. And, I've read a bunch of different articles on them. And one of the things, what they're saying happened ultimately was that other black market type entities got a hold of their packaging and started to put out dangerous, carts, basically.
Right.
So
Counterfeit carts.
that's one way, and that's why the QR codes on each product is so important. Because if the QR code is on the packaging, not only can you go and see the labs, but you can also scan those. They can't reprint those in the same way that they can print your art file. You see what I'm saying? Like the QR codes change. And if you use QR codes like we use it at Jah Rootz, we use dynamic codes, so we can change where that QR code takes you. So we can exterminate an entire batch. So, and we keep up with the batch numbers. So if anybody ever came and said, "Hey, these carts right here, there's heavy metals in these carts right here," we could prove that they were not our carts because of the QR code.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We switch out the QR code through a certain number of batches. Basically, what you're saying though is entirely true. There's a ton of knockoff product being put on shelves without QR codes, and that's one of the main ways you can tell. If there's no QR code, it's a red flag. Immediately, you automatically know. You can also ask the supplier or the seller to supply the chain of custody. If they fail to produce the chain of custody, then you're either dealing with, most likely you're dealing with illegal material.
Right.
Right. Good to know. Good to know. I'm sure our customers would be happy to know that so that they don't get themselves into any trouble. All right, so this is a good time for us to take a break. We're going to stop right now. Josh, Seth, Ashley, and I are going to take a little smoke break, and we'll be back after these messages.
the CBD.
We will help you with your anxiety. We'll pick you up when you're feeling low. And nothing costs a pocket full of dough. Relax your body, free your mind. Higher Ed is the place to find
A CBD.
Let us help you with your anxiety.
Now offering curbside pickup and shipping direct to your door. Just call to place your order at 434-293-PUFF. Higher Education, Charlottesville's CBD Superstore since 2017, providing high-quality CBD and education about all its amazing benefits. Higher Education, because CBD is a lifestyle, not just a greener trend. Be careful and smoke at home. And remember, share the experience, not the pipe.
Higher Education is still open, so come in.
Best prices, best selection, most knowledgeable. Higher Education, Charlottesville CBD headquarters. Welcome back to Coffee Talk, a joint production with Higher Education and 3WV. We're here today with Josh, the owner and founder of Jah Rootz, Delta 8 THC company, here in Virginia, right? You actually are located in Virginia.
Yeah, so we just opened our second location, packaging facility here in Virginia, and we're just really excited to be a part of the hemp cannabis scene in Virginia. I think it's going to take off and do great. We're excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you. Everything's getting exciting and like bouncing around in Virginia for the first time. It seems like we're actually moving instead of just watching everybody else move.
Yes, it's frustrating to watch Western states and communities, get to exercise their freedoms and use this amazing plant, and it's happening. And a lot of it's happening on the back of Delta 9 THC. Exciting time to be alive.
Absolutely. So your particular product, Jah Rootz, is really spectacular. You're selling Delta 8 THC, and you're selling it in a bunch of different forms so that customers can get it and enjoy the benefits of it and enjoy the fun of it without actually just having to smoke it, correct?
Yes, sure. Jah Rootz is made up of close to 40 people, and very talented people, and some of them are from legal cannabis, states. So now we're taking the Delta 8 THC and making, all of the products that, we've always been wanting, in the prohibited, portions of the country. So yeah, we do have over 40 SKUs and counting. So we have a line of Delta 8 cartridges, also have Delta 8 dabs, which I feel like dabs are the future for Jah Rootz. I think it'll be the most popular product a year from now in smoke and vape shops and stores.
And so you guys have you said the Delta 8 cartridges. So how many different varieties do you have or flavors?
Oh, sure. So right now we have 11 flavors.
Wow.
Terpene profiles, and we have 10 more that are in the sample phase where they've been shipped out to influencers and testers.
I would love to be one of your influencers.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually bringing you some of our carts. We're trying to get the...
I'm an influencer. Thank you. I thought I was special, just no one else thinks I am. You're the first person who said I was. Thank you.
I know. I'm lost.
This is a big day for you, Dawn. You're now interesting and special.
Yes, I knew it. I was gonna have my day one day. Fuck you all. I'm special.
So Josh, what are you bringing? What are you bringing?
You don't need to know. They're for me.
Oh. Well,
yeah, right. Well,
Don't worry, Ashley.
yeah, damn it! I was
no way.
interested in what you're talking about, Dawn.
I will get my hands on some, I guarantee it.
Thank you.
I got your back.
Thanks.
Oh, I got you.
They got my hands in my booty already.
There's a blue cheese flavor. There's a new blue cheese flavor that we've been experimenting with.
See,
but
I knew I was going to get some. She's not going to touch that one.
She's not going to touch it. Well, you know, that's the thing. Some terps, some flavors will cut a whole segment, out. Other terps will bring people, you know what I'm saying? It's you kind of have to have a wide variety to accommodate everybody.
Absolutely.
But, and so we only want to put out what people want. Otherwise, we're kind of defeating the purpose,
So what are the range of flavors?
Yeah, so right now, I'll just list a few. Banana Kush, Blueberry OG, Green Crack, Lemon Haze, Maui Wowie, Pineapple Express, Skittles, Sour Diesel, Tangerine Haze, Watermelon OG, Watermelon Skittles, and the ones coming up, we have like a Banana Runts. I have a whole list of new ones that are coming up that we're doing the art for right now.
That's awesome. So what is your favorite out of the ones that are currently on the market? What do you think your favorite terpene profile flavor is?
Well, I'm from the South, so I'd have to go with Watermelon OG.
Nice. Watermelon OG.
I just like the watermelon. I can't help it.
Nice. The crack one kind of sound appealing to me.
That's what I was thinking, too. I want some green crack.
Green crack is actually one of our best sellers, and we didn't even know it.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't know green crack was going to be as popular, but that's actually, we've been struggling to keep up with that one.
Yeah, I can see how that makes me. It already excited me.
Why does green crack sound so appealing?
I don't know, but it does appeal to me. I like the crack.
As far as the dabs go, we didn't know. We thought the fruity flavors would be, the most popular, but honestly, like Urban Poison, 9-Pound Hammer.
9-Pound Hammer. That's an awesome name. That's an awesome name.
Yeah, it is. I love the names of these terps too. Like we have a couple of hundred terps at our warehouse, and we literally that's what's so fun about this is that I want to mention one more thing about carts. So we talked about this a second ago, but I kind of want to sum up the cartridge game in the U.S. Basically, what you have is you have about 5 or 6 manufacturers who are manufacturing for 95% of all brands, all companies. And a lot of people don't realize this, and you wouldn't. There's no way to tell unless you're deep into the industry. But there's only a handful of manufacturers that make over 100 different brands.
Right.
Jah Rootz is different because we manufacture our own. When we started out on day one, we did not. And that's how we learned, really got to learn the game is by using a couple of different manufacturers to white label for us. But we realized very quickly that the quality of your product varies from shipment to shipment. So one thing I can say with confidence is that Jah Rootz is one of the most consistent brands on the market, from one cart to another, one dab to another, because we actually take the pure distillate and we personally mix according to the ratio that we want. Like, that's what we get. That's what you get at Jah Rootz, is that it's consistent and exact each batch.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you got to smoke a bunch of carts to see it, but you can go into the same smoke shop and buy, 2 different carts, and they're the same flavor, and they don't taste the same.
Right.
And the reason is it came from who knows where. It could have even come from 2 different makers. And I don't know. We're a little bit bougie too, so we only want the best, strongest stuff we can get our hands on.
So Jah Rootz is the bougie Delta 8.
We're the
Available
bougie
at
8.
Higher Education in Charlottesville, Richmond, and online at highereducationsmokeshop.com.
I'm here to share my journey just for you. It all started out with the higher ed crew. Down on West Main, I was hanging with a friend when we saw the higher ed sign down around the bend. My boys said, let's check it. It could be a banging shop. When we walked into the store, man, it made my jaw drop. There were tubes and hand pipes, rigs and more. They even have a water pipe as tall as the door. Gas masks, rollers, papers made of rice. Sure-ish dish, it was a smoker's paradise. My jaw dropped, my eyes popped. Boy, I was feeling. Then the friendly shopkeep said, yo, hey, how you feeling? I said, wow, this your shop. It's really, really great. I just stumbled in, yo, man. It must be fit. You got the packs, volcano, and even the kind. Man, the taste can be real hard to find. You got Roar, Pulsar, and Sheldon Black. Damn, I'm definitely coming back. This place is cool, dope, and really nice. That's why higher education is the smoker's paradise.
Now offering curbside pickup and shipping direct to your door. Higher Education, Charlottesville's CBD superstore since 2017, providing high-quality CBD and education about all its amazing benefits. Higher Education, because CBD is a lifestyle, not just a greener trend. Welcome back to Coffee Talk, a joint production with Higher Education, 3WV, and today, Jah Rootz, Josh. Thank you, Josh, for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm having a blast.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. So we were just talking about the Delta 8 cartridges, which can be used with any 510 threaded pen. But you also have wax, so we can use the wax. We were talking about that a little bit in the last segment. You can use that with a wax pen, any of our wax pens. I personally prefer the Kind Pen wax pen. I use the Dream Pen. It's fantastic. But I know there's a lot of them out there. You use the Pulsar Barb Fire, right?
The Barb Fire, yeah.
Yeah, that one's a really good one too. And these waxes would work with both of those pens?
You bet. The dabs are very versatile. You can cook with them. You can dab them into your banger. You can use any of the devices you guys are mentioning. I kind of feel like junior varsity here because I've got a little crappy Yocan.
Sounds like you need a trip at Higher
Education. Yeah, I think you might have to come visit us. Come see us at Higher Education. We will help you with them. A nice
I'm on my way. Dabs. We consider ourselves the Baskin Robbins of dabs.
I love that, the Baskin Robbins of dabs. So do you have 31 flavors?
We have 9 different flavors right now and counting.
9 and counting.
9 and counting. Really, the holdup is the art department. We're creating art as fast as possible, and we only have so many artists. So the flavors are released as fast as those guys can get done. So we're up to 9. Not sure how many we're going to stop at. Just however much you guys want.
31.
Yeah, you bet. We make 31. What you guys want.
I think 31 is the answer.
31 flavors, that's
yes!
right.
I think 31 flavors is the answer. So it sounds like you are in a bottleneck and you need artists. So if there's any artists out there listening to this podcast, they should probably consider hitting you guys up with some really amazing artwork.
Please. We take so much pride in our art. I didn't mention that earlier, but a lot of our packaging, at least our gummies line, showcases art by some of my friends, and I'm trying to help these talented people, be seen a little,
That's really cool.
That's really fantastic.
Yeah, our artists that we have right now are amazing, and they work so hard. We're talking day and night. And these dabs, they're first off, let me just clear the air and say that these dabs are absolutely
We do not
fire.
like clear air. If it's not smog foggy, I'm sorry. I can't be doing that. I'm sorry.
I just want to make
Ixnay on this interview. What the fuck? Clearing the air.
Gray air. These dabs,
Thick
I'm telling
air.
you, they're tremendous. They people love them. They hit so hard.
So you're sitting there dabbing, and we're sitting here in a studio not dabbing, and you're going to keep rubbing it in, right? That's what we're you're hearing this, right, guys?
We'll have to do it in person.
He's getting a noogie. When we see you next, you're getting a noogie by all three of us. And Dirty Ashley is nasty with the noogies. Nasty with the noogies.
A noogie. What is that? That's not a wedgie. It's different from a wedgie, right? I was about to say, you have to wear underwear to get a wedgie.
Yeah, Ashley, you have to wear underwear.
What is going on? Where did this come from?
I don't know.
I don't even know how to respond. Okay, just let it happen. Whatever.
Next time, I just need a script.
Just really fun to fuck with Ashley whenever possible.
You can't see how red my face is getting. Like,
this is my job, is to embarrass Ashley. That's really the only reason I'm here.
I'm glad that I can be here for you.
Yes, thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Thank you,
If
Ashley.
it wasn't you, it'd be me.
Yeah, see.
We've been having such a good time talking about wax, but we got to make sure we include the amazing edibles that Jah Rootz has. So, Josh, could you tell us more about some of these edibles you have? I believe that you have not only gummies, but you have crispy treats.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So super exciting to tell you about these edibles. So of course we have the gummies, which are very strong. And I recommend anytime I get a chance, I tell people, listen, only eat half of one, maybe one, and wait 2 hours and eat some food. Anyway, moving on. So we have Rice Krispie treats, s'mores, chocolate chip cookies. Vegan options are becoming available over the next 3 weeks. We're just trying to get caught up on orders right now. But let me tell you how these edibles are made. They're incredibly strong. And the first day of the snow we had the other day, I went up to James Madison University and inner tube down the hills in the snow with the college kids, right? So as I'm getting out of the van, I grabbed a Rice Krispie treat, and it is delicious. I very easily could have eaten the whole thing, which would have been a catastrophe because they're 300 milligrams an edible.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I ate half of one, and if you really have to eat a Delta 8 THC edible before you're a true believer, because you just couldn't imagine that it hits you that hard.
Right.
Wow.
I was stoned all day long and into the night. I think maybe when
I want to be a believer.
I have a refrigerator in my van full of edibles for you guys.
I want to be a believer.
In your van down by the river.
Yeah, so let me tell you how these edibles come to be. Yeah, so the ones that we currently have, again, they're not vegan, so they do have marshmallow and they do have sugar in them.
Do they have gelatin in the gummies?
Yes, I don't have a vegan option.
Okay. But you did say that chocolate chip cookies, would they be vegetarian, just not vegan?
We can make them vegan. We just haven't before.
But you have them already that are just vegetarian.
We have vegetarian, yes.
Yes. Okay. So for some of us like me, who I'm a vegetarian, but I'm not a vegan, and props to anybody who can go that far. I can't. I could still eat your chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, you can definitely eat the chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, just maybe nuts. Okay.
I got to explain how these Rice Krispie treats come about, though, because it's crazy. So we make 9 different flavors of dabs and currently 11 flavors of cartridges, right?
Right.
So we have what we call a kilo wash. So when we're making carts...
Did you say kilo wash?
A kilo wash, yes, ma'am. So basically,
He
it
said
takes
ma'am.
1 kilo to make 1,000 cartridges, right?
He said ma'am.
Or 1 kilo makes 1,000 dabs. So
Right.
once we make a run of 1,000 of whatever it is, we put the kilo canister in the freezer, and once the Delta 8 freezes, we hit the outside of it, and it all just shatter. It just all falls down into a tray. So what we do is we take every flavor every flavor product that we make, all the residue that's in the jars falls into one box, and that's the Delta 8 concentrate that we use to make the edibles.
Awesome.
Flavor explosion.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, it's amazing. And we just started an Etsy, and the Etsy, I think it's so Jah Rootz with a Z, edibles with a Z, and that's on an Etsy. So basically, we can supply trays, almost like a catering kind of event. We can supply trays of these Delta 8 edibles, or individually wrapped Rice Krispie treats, s'mores, and chocolate chip cookies.
Yum.
Awesome. So basically, if someone was so inclined, they could come to higher education. And in the next couple of weeks, we are going to start having edibles from you guys that they can pick up. So we'll have vegan in the future, but for now, we will start having chocolate chip cookies and
Rice Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie treats and
S'mores.
You bet. You
S'mores.
need to put it on your mailing list and let your customers know that you have them. They will not be disappointed. The only thing I would like to add is that these are very strong, and just because it's diet weed, just because it's a THC Delta 8 and not Delta 9, must respect the cannabinoids, man. I'm telling you, it is.
This is awesome. So basically, the edibles are way beyond the edibles we've had in the past with CBD, and this is, again, not CBD. This is Delta 8 THC, so it's going to give you the head change, a completely legal high, at least as of right now. And we're going to have higher education is going to have all kinds of delicious edibles provided by
Jah Rootz with a Z.
Jah Rootz. Chocolate chip cookies,
Rice Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie treats, gummy bears, or gummy something, and s'mores.
Yeah, and I got a new flavor coming out of gummies too. So we have watermelon, peach rings.
Of course, you have watermelon.
Sour worms, of course I do. And we have a new one, cherry sour belts that we're finishing the labeling on them now.
Any raspberry? I have some weird obsession with raspberry.
Actually, I think so. Or I got stoned the other day, and so we don't make the candy. I'll point that out. We just coat the Delta 8 onto the candy. We're not set up to make candy. That's a different kind of operation.
Sure.
Just wanted to throw that out there. So because of that, we get candy manufacturers send us 5 and 10 pound bags of candy.
Nice.
So if you have a sweet tooth, if you have a weakness for sweets, Jah Rootz is not the place for you to hang out at the
I have a weakness for sweets. I love candy. So when's this tour happening? Woo! I'm excited.
When's what?
The tour happening.
We just got the keys to our new facility, and we'll be moving most of our stuff. We just outgrew the spot we're in. We're in a 6,000 square foot facility, and literally just you can't move in there right now.
Congratulations.
Well, thanks so much. And the city actually forced us to move, so we have to thank the city of Harrisonburg too.
Thank you, Harrisonburg, for assisting in the growth, of our good friend Josh at Jah Rootz.
Situation, like big trucks, DHL, UPS, FedEx, like all those guys, they take up the city street out in front of our place every day. And so it didn't take long, and they're like, hey, I got to go. They found us a nice little place across town. It's a brand new building, and we're excited about that. We're going to be, we'll be in there any day.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations, and we're happy to hear that you're growing here in Virginia. That means that you're going to stay, and we have yet another great Virginia local company to support.
Yay.
So
Virginia's been great.
And it's beautiful, isn't it? We got oceans, we got mountains, we got everything here. This place is
Beautiful
fucking
rivers.
fantastic. Beautiful rivers to sit by in your van. Yes. So I hear. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I had dabs, I'd sit by the river in my van, but I don't have those.
I will say about Virginia, I had never spent any time in Virginia until starting March the 31st is when I landed here of 2020, in the middle of COVID.
Wow.
And, yeah, right. So
It's prettier with no people.
I haven't really seen what Virginia is all about because I hear that I'm missing out on a lot because of COVID. I've been impressed by the progressive nature of the people of Virginia. They are ready to embrace cannabis. They innovative, creative, and there's so many farmers. I think Virginia is going to grow some amazing weed too. I'm excited to be a part of it.
I agree. But to be fair, I do believe Virginia might have been the very first state growing marijuana. If you consider back in the
Right.
day, George Washington had his boys out
Definitely
there taking
hemp.
care of it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we were first.
Yeah.
Colorado and California,
Totally.
fuck you. We
Yeah.
beat you 250
Yeah,
fucking
right.
years. We had it. What? Thank you so much, Josh, for coming on today and talking
for
to
having
us. We really appreciate you being here, and we look forward to all of your wonderful Delta 8 THC edibles at Higher Education in Charlottesville at 619 West Main Street in Richmond,
Cary Street, 2307 West Cary Street in Richmond.
or online at highereducationsmokeshop.com.